I don't know how to start this video, but I know that this is very important. If you're thinking about shopping around, if you're thinking about buying a new home, and I'm talking about like this is February 2022, crazy 2022. Should you wait? Should you buy now? And what lender you should use? So before we go there, that's it. This is what we're gonna talk about this video. We're gonna talk about pricing. This is huge. What I'm about to tell you, I'm almost positive this is the only video on YouTube that is about to tell you how we price our loans, which in a way is I'm about to tell you how people in the mortgage industry really make money, like how loan officers make money, how you're able to get the best deal on the market. So at least give me a thumbs up, because I mean, the way I see it is like, to be honest, I wanna I have nothing to hide. I don't want to tell you. This is the reality, and instead of me telling you cool things for you to be able to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, I'm gonna tell you the flat out truth of how loan officers price your loan, how they come up with the interest rates that they come up. For the people who don't know me, my name is Isaac.duenas. I'm a mortgage loan officer located just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, in a city called Independence. And I work for a company called Nations Lending. And today, live, I'm about to talk to you about pricing. I'm going to try to make this as basic as I possibly can, because it is very complicated and very confusing. So let's just say this. When they give you an interest rate, let's imagine that they give you 3%. This interest rate of 3% has a price. By the way, these interest rates keep changing. It's like the stock market. They move constantly. They go up, they go down, they go up, up, down, down, up, up, down, 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 down. So if you call me today on Monday and I give you a loan estimate and I say, hey, I'm Maria, Susan, Cindy, I'm going to give you a free rate, and it's going to be for 2.875. Let's imagine that you call me a week ago and I say that you're going to receive an interest rate for 2.875. A week later, you call a different lender and you say, I want to get an estimate because I already got one a week ago and I want to get one with you. Now, think about what you're doing. You got an estimate a week ago. Like if it was in this specific situation, this specific example, interest rates have been rising every single day. Now, that estimate that loan officer or that mortgage company gave you, it's by default is going to be a lot lower than the one I'm about to give you today. Why? It's because everybody buys the water from the same place, from the same faucet, from the same source. So I give you a free interest rate of 3.5. And you're like, wait, that lender was giving it to me for 2.875. You are worse. You're a bad lender. And one from a week ago was better than you. They were cheaper than you, and they were giving me a better deal. But what you don't know is that lender of a week ago, he cannot deliver that 2.875 anymore. The market has changed. It has moved. So actually the 3.5 might be a better deal. But how do you know that? Because now you're comparing an apple from a week ago to a kiwi from a week later. They have nothing to do with each other. They are not even the same kind. They are not even on the same time. They are not even on the same pricing. They cost completely different. And that's when it gets incredibly confusing. So what's the best solution? The ideal would be that if you're going to shop around, you should call at least three lenders, I'm going to say, at the same time, at the same hour, at the same moment. That way you can compare them apple to apples. But who does that? The reality is, like, I haven't met somebody that has done that. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, I'm trying to tell you now what to do. That's what I would do. But anyway, so you decide, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let me do it. So you will call the previous lender and you will say, I want to move on with that offer that you gave me at 2.875. The previous lender is going to get all your documents, and somebody's walking. Shh. Go to bed. Anyway, the previous lender is going to get all the documents, is going to, they're not going to call you right away and tell you, you know what, okay, let me tell you this. I'm going to try to explain this to you in the most basic and simple way. Let's imagine there's 3 levels of pricing. You have the retail pricing, which is the one that when you call and you say, I want a mortgage, you might be offered that price, that retail pricing. 2, you have a competitive pricing, which is, you know, you were in a conversation and you mentioned, well, you know, I was talking to Rocket Mortgage, Quicken Loans, First America Lending of Colorado, and they offer me this specific interest rate. Well, as a lender, you already know you want to beat them. You want to give a lower interest rate, lower closing cost, better cost. So you're not going to use the retail pricing. You're going to use the competitive pricing, which makes you less money. However, you're able to earn that business, get that business, because at the end of the month, you don't really want to make money out of one loan. You want to make money out of several loans, if that makes sense. Who's awake? Go to bed. My kids, seriously. Anyway, my point is, so we talk about retail pricing and we talk about competitive pricing, right? All right, so there's a 3rd level of pricing, and that one is the bare bottom pricing. We only make money to buy toilet paper for the bathroom that month, and we barely make any money. That's just the bottom price. Normally, almost any lender uses that pricing. Why? Because nobody makes money. I mean, you have enough money to pay the hourly employee that is going to process the loan, the title company, pay them like $100, $200 to a loan officer and say thank you. Does that make sense? So at that level of pricing, I mean, you can earn lots of business, but you'll be working very hard to close one loan, when if you get the competitive pricing, you can make 10 of those tiny little loans. Does that make sense? So it's like you prefer to get a whale instead of menace. Anyway, a small fish. I don't know if I'm making sense here. So when you call a week ago to get a loan estimate, there's a billion factors that take place. Number 1, the time of the day that you're calling, how is the market, the type of loan that you're getting, and the most important thing is what kind of pricing are you getting? Are you getting retail, a competitive pricing, or you're getting the bare bottom, nobody makes any money, and we buy toilet paper because of you that month pricing? So think about that. So let's imagine that you get a retail pricing on that first loan. Now, a week later, you call a different lender, and that lender gives you the competitive pricing. Now, the competitive pricing might be 3.5% interest rate today, and the retail pricing might be 2.875% a week ago. So in your mind, you're going to think, okay, that company is better because the interest rate is lower. Well, what are the closing costs? How many points are they charging you? Do you know what points are? And if they're offering you 2.875 at the retail pricing, can you imagine what kind of interest rate you can get with a competitive pricing? Which, by the way, the interest rate is gone. That was a week ago. And you decided not to do anything with it because you wanted to shop around. So it doesn't really matter if you even call the lender and say, let's do it, let's move with this offer, because they won't be able to deliver. They will, you will send them the documents, you will send the loan estimate. In your mind, you have a 2.875, and then when they come to lock the loan, and that's a different story. Are they locking the loan for 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60, 90, 120? The longer you lock the loan, the higher the points and the closing cost will be. So it's incredibly difficult to compare companies. This is why I say, if you are shopping around, do it at the same time, the same day, at least 3 companies. And make sure they pull your credit. If a company doesn't pull your credit, you have nothing. You have an illusion of what it could be. That's it. And it doesn't matter if they tell you that, hey, your interest rate is going to be at 2%. In the small print says, if you have perfect credit, if you have almost no debt, and if you make lots of money and you have lots of equity in your home, sure, it will be 2%. Well, it is true, they are not lying to you. However, I can tell you something. When I pull people's credit, I always, 100% of the time, understand this, 100% of the time, I find things that they didn't know. They didn't know that medical bill, there was an actual collection that shows on the credit report that actually brought 100 points down. They didn't know that they had a charge-off 4 or 5 years ago. They completely forgot about it. They didn't know that they had a late on their credit card, because people don't look at those kind of details. So if 100% of the time the credit report is going to show something that you and me don't know, to create a loan estimate without a credit report, it's like a blind person walking on the freeway and you're expecting them not to get hit. The reality is you're going to get a price hit super hard. When you send all those documents, when you start the process, when you think that you have something that you don't have, that you don't qualify, that would be the reason why. Number 1, they didn't pull your credit. Number 2, they didn't ask the right questions. Number 3, maybe pricing was horrible that day and you're thinking that you're getting a bad deal, but it was kind of your fault. You should have moved. You should have made a decision on day 1. This is not a sales trick. And one of the things that I hate the most is when I tell people, please send me the documents right away, that way we can lock this loan for you. And I hate that because it sounds like a sales trick. It sounds like you're trying to sell them something. And I don't operate that way. But in this market, how things are, especially this week, it's 100% legit. I mean, if you wait a day, everything will change. I hope this makes sense. I made a super long video. I didn't mean to go this far into this video. Please, if you have any specific question, put it in the comment section. Put the state that you're located at. That way I know what kind of rules and regulations I'm going to deal with. And number 3, put what you're trying to accomplish. If there's something that I can do to help you, I will even make a reply video like this. That way everybody can hear what I got to say about your specific question. Because if you have that question, I guarantee you there's more people with those kind of questions too. Thank you for watching. Now I am taking a very long break because my throat is killing me. And you guys have a good night. Bye.